I'm Robert, and I love pizza.
I'm Daniel, and I'm really excited for my spring planting.
I'm Toss, and I just saw the Jonathan Larson project.
And
And
this
this
is
is
Grizzly
Grizzly
Kiki.
Kiki.
Diabolical, just like I promised. Let's jump right in. Tassi mentioned that you saw the Jonathan Larson project. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Oh my god. So I went into this very cynical because it was going to be like a bunch of unreleased B-sides, unreleased songs, all of it. But his music is incredible. I loved the show. They did not like edit anything from his notes or music or anything. They just like performed it. They like acted it out, but it was incredible. One of the guys from Next to Normal is in it. There's so much music from Jonathan Larson. For me, my entry into musical theater was Jonathan Larson.
It was
So
Rent.
it was Rent.
Yeah.
So seeing this on off Broadway was incredible. If anyone has a chance, they should go see the Jonathan Larson project.
And so this is what, like an unfinished work of musical theater that he was working on, or?
It's not a no. It's basically they just took all of his like unfinished songs and turned it into like a piece, basically.
Okay.
And it was
So they're not necessarily related to each other, or from related projects.
there are some relations to it. There's a lot talking about like suburbia and white America, all of these things. It was like brilliant. It was very, very well done. I was amazed. So it's like down in NYU, near NYU. It's really good. I would check it out if like anyone wants to see like an off-Broadway show.
Or if there are any rent heads in the house. I think we're all varying. I think as a queer community, we are all varying levels of rent heads. I guess now
Yeah.
that with the younger generations who didn't grow up with it, they probably don't have as much of a relationship to it. But it's funny how, like, I remember watching the theater kids act out like Light My Candle and La Vie Boheme as someone who'd never seen the show. And imagine if you've never seen the show, it's just gobbledygook. It makes absolutely no sense. And it was bizarre to me. And so I find it interesting that, like, I have a connection to it. Daniel clearly has a connection to it because we do have a lot of Rent memorabilia in the house.
Well, it's funny because like I'd heard about Rent, but I like musical theater, but it wasn't like a huge thing for me, even though my mother was really into it. But one of this very, very straight man that I went to college with, who was a really good friend of mine, was a massive Rent head. So he got a group of us together, and we went to see the movie, and then we went to see the play, and then we went to his house when the movie came out on DVD. And then he also all made us buy like that like bound program that's available for like the history of the show. He was like, I'm going to teach you about Rent. It was a very intense immersion in it. And then we went to go see the costumes at the Museum of the City of New York. It was an interesting semester because like it was all us in photography class. And Frank was just like, okay, this week we're going to do this, that's Rent. This week we're going to do this, all leading up to us going to see the Broadway show. So it was like, it was intense.
A hostage situation?
Kind of. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. It was just a very interesting part of his interest that we were all like very surprised by.
I remember walking through the city because my high school would regularly take us to the city to see shows, and we walked past the Niederlander, and they were we walked past as they were starting to call out the names for the lottery for the day. And so I remember me and like the other queer kids who weren't necessarily out were like looking around at all of the people waiting to hear their names. And we're like, oh my God, it's our people. Like, and little did we know that it was, more than just that, because, we would also be standing in those lottery lines in the future. But anyway, so I wanted to basically introduce the audience to Toss. And I felt like it seems silly to not introduce like the same stuff that we would use to introduce Toss to the audience. It makes sense for us, like Daniel and I, to participate as well, because it just like, it makes sense. So I've also known as ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is my forever assistant. I have come up I and my assistant have come up with a list of questions about it's basically questions that are to help us get to know each other, specifically within the lens of relating music to moments in your life. I also have a random number generator because there are 25 questions, and I know we're not going to get through all 25, but I guess we'll try. And so I'm going to start with the first one. So the first one that it gave me is number 13. And number 13 is, what's an instrument you wish you could magically wake up and play?
The piano.
The piano, really?
I wish I could play the piano.
Do you have any history with instruments at all?
I do have history with instruments. I can play the xylophone. I used to play, it's called a lanat in Thai. Yeah, it's a wooden xylophone, and I would play that when I was younger. But I wish, really, I could play the piano. I tried to when I was younger, and it just, I wasn't I didn't catch on to it. But yeah, maybe it's something I can do. Yes.
Did you take lessons for the Thai xylophone?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Do you remember how young? Just out of curiosity.
I was probably it was middle school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely middle school years of my life. Yeah, I was doing the xylophone, lanat thing, and we would do performances at our local Buddhist temple and everything. Yeah.
That's really cool. I would have been learning how to play the trombone around the same age, which is super annoying. We went to see a play at my high school recently, and Daniel was like, which one's the trombone? And I'm like, that one, the huge one. Because I remember having to walk to school carrying it. I guess my answer would be the guitar, specifically the electric guitar, because that would just be really cool.
I also thought the piano, but I want to do the round piano. You know, the one that you sit inside
Ooh.
of. Just I've never had any, considering I work in the arts, visual performing and otherwise, I've never been a performer or an artist or anything like that. So it's kind of always been out of my reach skill wise, but I just think the way that pianists move their hands, it's really magical. And there's so many sounds that you can get out of a piano. I mean, that's a little redundant, but you can do so much with it, and it seems so versatile to me that I think I'd like to learn how to, I don't want to learn how to play the piano at 40, but I think it would be fun to wake up and just know how to play it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to play the piano as a kid, and I think if you put me in front of it, I could probably still play. I think it's called Chopsticks. It's the song you play it with your knuckles. Daniel, have you ever been inspired to make art, given that you're surrounded by it at work every day?
I like doing crafts. I'll do embroidery, or people who followed us before we kind of left podcasting for a while would know I come from a family of sewers and seamstresses, so I would make all of our drag costumes. I haven't sewn anything in 6 years, I want to say, pre-pandemic. I think the last thing I sewed was my stepmother's wedding dress. So but it does bring me joy, but it is, sewing specifically, it's a very time-consuming and space-consuming activity, but maybe I'll get back into it one day. My goal is to make my own clothing at some point, because I'm very picky and I'm hard to fit, so that would be great. I just have to find the time and patience for it. But I guess I've wanted to, maybe I don't know, I've been really intrigued about getting into ceramics, because it's probably my favorite medium, but again, it's a time commitment thing, and you need a studio.
You always want to go to those ceramic, mommy and me pottery places.
Yeah. Throw a little crooked ashtray or something.
Toss, have you ever wanted to do pottery?
No. So, yeah, that type of art, I love arts, but visual, I'm on visual arts, performing arts, that art is not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the best I can do is the performing arts that we both participated in college and stuff. That's I don't have the patience, or I'm not super delicate with details when it comes to creating things with my hands to be able to create art.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would all look a lot like the shrine to Helga Pataki, or no, the shrine to Arnold that Helga has in her closet.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the next question that the internet chose for us is there a song that reminds you of your first crush? And I did not think of an answer for this one, unfortunately, so I'm
A song that reminds you
looking
of
into the
your
wings for an
first
answer.
crush. I have to remember who my first crush was.
I
as
was
well.
gonna say that's probably more important.
Is it bad that I know there is one, but I don't remember the name of the song? Like,
So I
mine
had
was
a
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead,
Can you hum it?
Daniel.
Me?
Yeah, can you hum the song?
No, because I can't even, like, I had a crush on this guy that I met on MySpace, like, when I first got on MySpace, and he had this, like, song in his, like, whatever bio, and of course it became, like, my favorite song. No, it's like, I honestly can't remember the name of it, but that would be the one, that song that I don't remember. It's so important.
I met a guy once who had the song Cry For You by September in his MySpace profile, and I'm so happy that nothing ever came of it, but I'm so happy I met that guy just for that song, because I love that song. Let's see, my first crush. So, technically my first crush was Jonathan Brandis, but he's an actor, so he doesn't really count. So I can't remember, so I'm gonna pass on answering this question.
Okay.
Did you think of who your first crush was?
So my first crush was probably this kid, Michael Cutler.
Wow, full name.
Ooh.
He went to school with me.
Name of school, address. I'm just kidding. You're just giving a lot of details about this guy.
Yeah. No, because I had a crush on him, and he was straight, number one.
Of course. They always are.
Of
The best ones
course.
always are.
I think he was like one of my best friends at the time, too. Yeah. So if I had to think of a song that reminds me of him, it'd probably be like a Slipknot song. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was very like in that mood.
Slipknot. You were a Slipknot girl.
I was a Slipknot girl.
Wearing they were the ones with the masks and the jumpsuit, right?
Yep.
Was there a wig too?
Yes, there was a witch.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, look, like, so drag back then.
Yep.
Wow.
So the next question is, do you have a music guilty pleasure, or do you embrace all your weird favorites proudly? And I think I would rather ask the question, is there a song, or is there an artist that you would want to roll the windows up in your car before playing their music?
Yes, Taylor Swift.
Oh, so you do listen to Taylor Swift.
I do.
Do you listen to any of the new stuff?
Not really, no.
Okay.
So, I like to, like, hate on Taylor, but, like, there are, like, albums that I really like of Taylor Swift.
Beyond 1989.
Beyond 1989.
You and Daniel have that in common. Dun, dun, dun.
It's a really good album. Like, it is my only album of hers that I like because I just think she's, like, irritating.
Yeah.
Like, 1989 is it's a fun.
Well, I was saying
it's a fun
beyond
journey.
1989 because you've definitely talked about listening to Reputation and I don't know what else because
I've listened
instead of being a hater, I decided to ignore. And I'll come back to her if I need to.
Yeah, I'm a secret Swift.
Daniel, do you have an artist that you are embarrassed by?
No, actually, no, I don't. And I think that's interesting because at first I was going to say, because if it was song, it would be Party in the USA. Because you have made fun of me about that. And many, many years when you caught me singing it in the shower.
Yep.
But no, because I feel like if I'm going to listen to it, I'm going to listen to it. Like, you know, there are artists that, I don't really have any. Is it bad that I would say Lizzo? Actually, no, I would say Lizzo right now. And I know that's like caca, but like, I have not gotten rid of her music since the scandal. But, I feel like it's not appropriate to listen to her out loud right now because of everything that's going on personally. And I also, I have my own opinions about what she just released and that I don't think it's very good. But maybe that's not the question you asked.
Wow, Lizzo catching strays.
Listen,
No,
I
that
love
was
her.
not the question I asked.
Sorry. Tangent. Anyway.
Mine?
No.
Go ahead. What were you going to say? I want to hear the rest of it.
The answer is just no, I don't. But there's maybe an exception here or there, depending on what they're doing.
I kind of agree with you that no, I don't. I'm not particularly whatever about it, but I am embarrassed whenever I put my library on shuffle and it lands on a Hillary Duff song. I'm always embarrassed. And it's really, you know whose fault it is. So I got free tickets to go to Zootopia one year, and she was one of the performers, and she performed With Love. It was the Dignity era, and so she performed With Love, and I was like, oh, what is this song? Like, it was very good. Okay, so let's pick a new question. Okay, if music could be turned into a scent, what song would smell amazing? If music could be turned into a scent, what song would smell amazing? I'm going to say If by Janet Jackson, and then I'll let the two of you come up with your answers.
Wow, that's quite a question.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to go on to another one? Is it too much?
I mean, I think this is an interesting
I'd have to think about it.
I would say Sweet Dreams. For me, it would be Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics. And it would be very kind of like earthy with a little cedar and musk and tobacco in it. Yep. Yeah. Because it always does it for me.
For me, it would be, what's that Janet Jackson song?
Wow, copycat.
Feedback. No. Okay.
Give me more clues here. What's the music video look like? Together Again.
Yes, Together Again. And it'd be very airy scent, that song.
Like spicy or maybe citrusy? Like, what are we talking about here?
No, it's more like
clean laundry?
No, windy, airy. That's how I feel when I hear that song.
Okay. Since we did give the songs like specific scents, I would say If is kind of like jasmine meets leather, I feel like that's appropriate for that song, right? Just like it's so gritty, like the energy of that song. Okay, this is actually a really fun one. If you could assemble a supergroup of musicians from any era, who would be in it? So if you could assemble a supergroup of musicians from any era, who would be in it?
Okay. Bowie, Michael Jackson, Lady Gaga, and The Weeknd.
Okay. Daniel, do you want to go next?
I would have to say Annie Lennox, Stevie Nicks, and Carly Simon. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would like to.
And Carly Simon. Because
there has to be three, and
there doesn't have to be three.
No. For me, there have to be three.
Oh, okay.
Because it works that way. Yeah, it would be interesting to hear what they come up with because I love their music so much.
So I was gonna say Elvis, Madonna, and Michael Jackson, just because I want to know what would come out of that. Yeah. But there are so many other different. There were so many other different combinations that I thought of, like FKA Twigs with David Bowie and Tina Turner at the beginning of her career. Like, I don't, there's so many, but it would be so, that wish list would be so fun. Let's see. What's the most embarrassing song you secretly love? What's the most embarrassing song you secretly love?
Can I go?
Please.
It's the Macarena, hands down. It reminds me of summer camp, because there was just that one year where we listened to it nonstop. Yeah, it's just that it's terrible, it's embarrassing, but it's seeped in. It's part of me from childhood.
Ross, do you have one?
It would be Friday for Rebecca Black.
Wow. So, you listen to it?
I do listen to it.
Wow.
Not ironically, I listen to that song.
Man, I'm not sure what mine would be. I guess following this is kind of boring, but following the trend earlier from, Hilary Duff, it would be, Stranger? Is that the song? Where she's wearing a really obvious wig in the music video? Although, that song's kind of good. Why would I be embarrassed? Oh, you know what song it is? Like Me by Girlicious. There you go. Or the song from Catwoman by Mystique.
My God.
Oh, gosh.
Or that. Any of those three. Make a playlist with just those three songs on it, and I'll listen to it over and over again. Shout out to Oscar Montoya, who is the reason any of that music is even in my brain right now. Okay. You're stuck on a deserted island with only one album. What is it?
Ooh.
This is a hard question.
Okay. You guys go first.
Is it bad? Okay. I'm torn between Born This Way and 25. I don't know which one to pick, which is weird. So Born This Way by Lady Gaga or 25. No, not 25. 21. Wait, do I want 21 or do I want 25? No, I want 25. I want 25. Right? Send my love to your lovers, to your new lovers. Mm-hmm. That was 25.
I think so.
Those are my two favorite Adele albums, and I refuse to choose. But I'm going to pick 25 for this instance.
Okay, mine might be cheating, but it's going to be the Enchanted box set that Stevie Nicks came out with in the 90s. It's like a 3 CD greatest hits. I think that's cheating, but it comes as one, so maybe not.
Greatest hit.
Yeah, because it's like it's 3 discs, and they're all amazing, so it has everything that I like.
Well, then I want to change my answer to the Stranger Things soundtrack. You know, like...
Well... It comes in a booklet, so I just assumed I could pick it.
That's a long one.
Mm-hmm. Although, actually, since I have her behind me and I've been listening to a lot, maybe Savage by Eurythmics. Yeah.
Good choice. Toss, do you have a greatest hits album that you'd like to shout out?
A greatest hits album?
No. It doesn't have to be greatest hits. I'm just kidding.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm torn with you too, Rob, but I was torn between Born This Way and Dangerous by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
But I would pick Dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Lady Gaga loses. Similar question. If you could only listen to music in one setting for the rest of your life, so live concert, vinyl records, streaming, car radio, which would you choose? I'm going to say headphones, like the kind that Toss is wearing. That's how I love listening to music, because you're enveloped by the sound.
What was the question again?
If you could only listen to music in one setting for the rest of your life, so a live concert, vinyl record, streaming, car radio, etc., which would you choose?
Only one? Aww.
I love how this is harder than the one album.
I have 2 ways that forever.
So let's hear it.
It would be headphones, yes, but also like in a club. For me, it would be in a club. Because like I was a club kid. And I love just that energy in like a nightclub and all of that. Like hearing the music and like all of the dancing and the energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say my close second is listening to it in the car, because I love driving and listening to music. There's something really fun about that.
I've been thinking about it this whole time, and I think I'm stumped. But I think, unlike, just because we were talking about it the other day, unlike a big sound system. Like, I want to constantly be listening to music, like in that Maxell, is it Maxell, in the chair? I have wanted that experience my whole life, and if I could get that, that's how I would listen to music forever, just like in a room completely like surrounded by it. Yeah.
I have been trying my whole life to buy headphones that would mimic the Maxell commercial. If you could swap voices with any singer for one day, who would it be? Any singer at all?
Living or dead?
Your choice?
Whitney Houston.
All right. Is there any one particular song you'd want to sing during that day?
Ooh, so many to choose.
Or a particular live performance that she's done that you're like, ooh, I would want to go to that day.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of all of like Whitney's performances.
I blew your mind.
I would do the national anthem. Okay. That would be like so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to have like her, oh my god, yeah. That would have been just to be like that feeling, oh my god.
And I think that moment in her career was also huge.
Yeah. I would want to have Cher's voice for one day. For 2 reasons. I just want to know. I want to know what it's like to sound like Cher. And I would like to be Cher while she was recording or filming the music video for Turn Back Time. Because that song is... It's such a cool music video, but also she sounds so amazing singing it that, like, just being able to be her in that outfit, too, just would be lovely.
I would want to trade voices with Bjork, and I would record my outgoing voicemail message during that time.
Your Bjork is really good, though. Like, it's
I won't take the bait and do it.
No, you must.
I won't. If your favorite song had a flavor, what would it taste like? And I just want to say, I kind of hate this question.
If your favorite song had a flavor, what would it taste like?
You know what? Let's skip to the next one. What's a song that makes you feel invincible? What's a song that makes you feel invincible? Invincible. It's going to turn into a musical.
It would be my favorite Lady Gaga song, Edge of Glory. It makes me feel invincible when I hear that song.
All right. Daniel.
I don't know.
Invincible.
It makes me feel invincible. Damn. Missionary Man by Eurythmics.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great, like, It's a great walking song, but it's also, I don't know, I really, it makes me feel really good and powerful for, like, reasons unknown, but it does it.
Mine is Invincible by Pat Benatar. Because, like, cornily enough, when I hear that song, I feel invincible. I also feel like it needs to be covered by someone and dedicated to the queer community. Just like we're waiting on that moment. So that, like, so both that we can have this really cool anthem for, like, Pride, for example, and so that Pat Benatar can get some shine on this song, because most people don't even know about this song, I feel like. So, okay. What song do you want played at your retirement party? Retiring from what?
From life.
The idea of whatever's going to be playing at my retirement party is so, like, the idea of that is, like, so gray right now, because I'm just like, what kind of career am I even going to be leaving behind at my retirement party?
I know. Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay, it would be, there's a theme this episode, I think, with me, but it's Brand New Day by Eurythmics. Yeah. It's a very, like, hopeful song. It's very, like in the morning, it's very nice, fresh, you know, like a new start. Yeah.
You go, Rob.
360 by Charlie XCX. It sounds like a good time. That's just a good time song. It makes me feel good. I love it.
You should make your retirement party Brat theme. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Just everything is romantic on repeat.
We'll get you at the table so you can, like, walk down it just like Charlie.
And then there has to be a wall. I have to be able to break through a wall after.
That's your entrance to your retirement party. It's going to be a theme. I'll plan it.
A little more sad baby. We watched the 360 music video a lot.
You have to be known, but unknown.
It's got, like, a certain je ne sais quoi. Yeah, it's definitely a je ne sais quoi kind of situation.
For me, it would probably be, like, corny and, like, do, like, a Rent song.
Which one?
Seasons of Love.
Oh. That is kind of corny. But it's sweet.
Cornball.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you're the one retiring, so let it be whatever song you want it to be. What was your first ever concert, and how did it shape your taste in music?
Can I go?
Please.
Okay. So, I feel like I'm in class. I'm like, may I?
Can I go?
My first concert was a Stevie Nicks concert on her Trouble in Shangri-La tour at the Jones Beach Theater. It didn't really shape my... actually, no, I would say that it made me just want to go see music live all the time, because it was such an amazing concert, and Sheryl Crow opened for her, and I was also having, like, a Sheryl Crow phase at the time. I didn't really go to many concerts because, like, they were very expensive and we didn't really have the money growing up. But my mom took me that year, and I just remember it as being, like, the most, like, special moment ever, being able to have that be my first concert. So,
my first concert was Everclear.
That tracks.
I used to love Everclear in my old days, my little middle school rock ska days. Yeah, and I just remember, like, just bouncing around in the mosh pit.
I was just gonna say, you were a mosher.
I was a mosher. I went to every Warped Tour, all of those. Yeah, Everclear was, like, big for me as a kid. It was my first concert, and they were huge. They were really up there. They shaped my teens.
I feel like we're learning so much about Tuss. Like, I never, like, between the last episode and this episode, just, like, your taste in music, I would never have thought you were, like, this, like, yeah! Just something I never pictured. I'm very surprised.
Tuss is
right?
She's a Sagittarius. She's all over the place.
She loves to travel. My first concert was Madonna's Reinvention Tour, and I think it shaped my intense love for electronica. And it was specifically the live performance of Nobody Knows Me. I feel like I'd never seen anything like that, given that it was just her on the stage. All of the dancers were gone, and it was just Madonna on, like, a treadmill. And yeah, that concert definitely, it did more for making me want to go to see live music than it did really, like, shape my music interests. But it did awaken my Madonna obsession that had been kind of dormant since my childhood. So that was fun. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay, here's a good one. If you could erase one song from existence, what would it be and why? I think mine was going to be Jewels and Drugs. Because I feel like that was a dark chapter. And I feel like we'd all be better off without it.
Fair. Very fair. But what would I erase? What song?
Oh.
I would erase all of 143 from Katy
Ooh.
Perry.
Ooh.
Rah, shots fired.
A shots fired.
Any song? I don't know. I don't think I really have a song that I hate. I just don't listen to them. I don't know. Okay, I don't think any song should be erased from existence because they're all out there Friday. If Friday was erased from existence, we would not have Rebecca Black on this kind of interesting, this interesting path that she's on. So think about it, right? There are tons of people who would want to see that song, and I just read recently, it has a really, controversial, history and, aftermath about it that she's been talking about a lot now that she's, doing, making the rounds again. I don't know, because, you never know what that song led to.
Right.
Let's get rid of Jules and Drugs, but thank God it's out there because she'll never do that again.
That's true.
Or at least we hope she won't. But that hasn't,
Would we
may not stop her.
we erase the R. Kelly version of Do What You Want?
Yes, because she should have known better.
Yeah.
As great as that song sounds, there was enough. That's the one thing I will say, her working with R. Kelly and Terry Richardson at that same exact moment with everything that we knew and had known, none of it was a secret.
It was a choice.
I don't know. It was a choice.
It was a
Yeah.
choice.
That was a calculated choice. I firmly believe that as a fan, even. So,
Yeah. But I think
that
that was the moment where she was doing anything and everything, and a lot of it was shock. But, I would agree. Let's just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Toss, have you been keeping up with any of the new Rebecca Black stuff?
I've been listening to some of it. I like it a lot. I have to get more into her. She's very, very lesbian pop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
She's
here
all
for
grown
it.
up.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's really great. I really enjoy the music video for Salvation. I think it's a lot. It's like a big swing, and the fact that we're all Gaga fans, we love when people swing big. So okay, I'm gonna make this our last question because I feel like the discussion is gonna go long. What's your go-to karaoke song, and how well do you actually sing it? What a terrible ending. Let's just go with what's your go-to karaoke song? I haven't done karaoke in so long, and I guess if I had to do it if I had to just pick up a microphone tomorrow, the song would be Trouble by Pink, because it was my audition song for American Idol, and so I spent the most time learning it out of every song that exists. Anyone else?
Okay, I don't like karaoke.
Great.
No, but I do have one. Sorry, it would be "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" by Elton John and Kiki D. Just because that one I have sung, I know the words, and I really like doing it with another person because it's just it's fun and you can be silly with it. I think, yeah.
Toss.
I have so many.
Give us one or two.
I really like doing Love Shack by the B-52s.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this last. I know I said that the last one was our last question, but I feel like this is more fun. Okay. What's a song lyric you've misheard for years, only to find out you were completely wrong?
It's that Pussycat Dolls lyric. Is the song When I Grow Up? Okay, so for years it was the I Want to Have Groupies is the right lyric, but for years I was like, I want to have boobies, and I rationalized it in my head, and I did because I countered you on it several times, because to me it made sense. When you grow up, you have boobies.
You want to have boobies.
I mean, yeah. So it's very embarrassing to admit that, but yeah, that would be mine.
I had them in my youth as well.
Some of us still have them.
Toss, do you have one? Misheard song lyrics?
I can't remember. I don't remember a lot when it comes to song lyrics.
But is there one that stands out where you're like, oh, that was it?
No, I can't think of any right now.
I have two. I'm going to do the shortest one first, because it's 360 by Charlie XCX. And I thought the song started with, it was something like, I went my own reanimated, something like that. And I was convinced, and I was proudly singing the word reanimated at the beginning of the song. And then I saw the lyrics and saw that it said, I went my own way and I made it. And it's like, I wanted to say reanimated so bad that I just shoehorned it in there. The other one is, I remember in either the 5th or the 6th grade, we were told to go home and transcribe the lyrics to our favorite song. And my favorite song at the time was Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. And it was also 3 other kids' favorite song. And so I went home and transcribed them horribly. And when it was like, basically like, we went in a circle and read out the lyrics with the song playing. And when it was my turn, I had to read out all of the Misheard lyrics, even though like 2 kids had chosen that song before me and done them perfectly. And I remember in that class thinking, is there something wrong with my ears? Like, it was a lot. But yeah. Do you want to close it out? Do you have one? Did you think of one, Toss?
No.
No? All right.
I have another one.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's a more recent one on Abracadabra when she says, was it use your passion, no return, whatever that lyric actually is. Up until maybe like last week, I was like, and your depression won't return. And again, it made perfect sense to me. But yeah, that's the most recent one that I know that that's the correct lyric, what they say it is, but in my mind, it's your depression won't return. Because I don't want my depression to return.
Because it's don't waste time on a feeling. Your depression won't return. And it's like, mine was your depression will return. Because it was like, don't waste time on a feeling. And so I made it like my mantra. And so then to look at the lyrics and be like, oh my God, it's like this other thing.
Like shattered.
It's dangerously close to the inspirational lyrics I was looking for. So good enough, I guess. But I think I'm going to have to write to Gaga and have her rewrite the lyrics or something. So that's been our episode for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to come back next week because I think we're a good time. Right? We're a good time.
Yeah. We're a good time. We're a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a hoot.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.